We woke up to a bright sunshine, in a new city, to a new soundtrack. Still a bit groggy from the jet lag. The wood pigeon outside the living room window of our Airbnb cooed an unfamiliar morning song. Outside, London row houses with their weathered chimneys lined up like soldiers. Our bedroom windows looked on the gardens below, each with its own character. We walked a few blocks, exploring our new neighborhood, looking for a cab. Apparently, we're not the only ones with good taste. Others have found Pimlico neighborhood desirable before us. The cab ride took us through the centre of London, Westminster Abbey, Big Ben, and the House of Parliament whizzing by. On the south bank of Thames, the famous London Eye and one Blackfriars Tower floated by, with the iconic Shard at a distance. Down a Cannon Street we drove and made a left on Philpott Lane. We are here, Sky Garden. I've waited several years for this day. Although the entry is free, by the time I sat down to plan my London visit, the time slots were all gone. This time we tried something different. Instead of trying the same old routine, we made reservations at one of the two restaurants up in the Sky Garden. Reservations also include an entrance to the garden, and thus we've killed 2 dandelions with 1 trowel. Little can prepare you for the experience of stepping out of the elevator into the garden in the sky, some 500 feet above ground. London has been at the forefront, blurring the line between architecture and garden design for a long time. But once in a while, something so spectacular emerges that it completely defies any expectation. The building was designed by Raphael Vignoli, a modernist Uruguayan-born architect. His fondness for enclosing large spaces under glass gives this building its unique shape. The Sky Garden itself was designed by Gillespie's, an award-winning landscape architecture practice with a design footprint spanning from China to UK to Abu Dhabi and beyond. In London, it seems, no building can escape the whimsical tradition of receiving a sardonic nickname. From the iconic gherkin a few blocks away to the distinctive cheese grater just around the corner, each architectural marvel bears a playful moniker. The Sky Garden managed to escape relatively unscathed, dubbed the walkie-talkie with only minor jesting. The nickname does make sense looking up at the gleaming glass facade reaching for the sky while getting wider and wider. The reason for the design becomes apparent once you enter the Sky Garden itself. The terrace garden is home to Mediterranean and South African plants. Here, they happily rub shoulders and create a harmonious yet unusual tapestry of color and texture. Though you would never find some of these plants side by side in nature, somehow in this modernist space, it all works seamlessly. But it's the 360-degree view from this London's highest public garden that takes your breath away. Looking down at London, the past and the present of this 2,000-year-old city, one cannot help but to be mesmerized. Follow the meandering streets and imagine the city as it was during the Roman rule, and as the reigns pass from Danes to Norman conquests to William the Conqueror and others. The city has seen its share of setbacks, but it always rebuilt and always grew. The gardens on the roof, as far as the eye can see, tell a story of a city's relentless growth. Here in London, the modern and the old are a constant reminder of this great city's ability to adapt, innovate, and thrive, reflecting its ever-changing identity. Nestled in the shadow of the St. Paul's Cathedral are countless roof gardens in every style imaginable. These serene green spaces offer an escape for the people working in the downtown towers. Gardens range from modern take on a French parterre to contemporary design with interpretation of a knot garden at its heart, to just green roofs and natural gardens with fluid pathways meandering along the rooftops. But at the end of the day, it's the plants that make the garden. Here at the Sky Garden, nothing was left to chance. Every plant combination and grouping was carefully selected. Just as a floral arrangement that may comprise of flowers and leaves from 4 continents and 3 seasons, all in one vase, the plant selection here is a rich combination of contrasting foliages, colors, and textures. Small terraces are placed as you're making your way up the stairs to the upper level of the garden. These inviting little spots invite you to sit, unwind, and take in the view. The stars of the show are, of course, tree ferns. These giant mature specimens tower over the lush tropical foliage below them. Sloped glass roof makes the garden taller and taller as you're moving uphill, opening up the space to accommodate the towering giant trees. The plant combination is unique. The garden has a primordial feel to it, I'm sure by design. The juxtaposition of the cycads, tree ferns, and palms with modern architectural backdrop makes for a very unique, one-of-a-kind experience. As you are making your way to the top of the hill, you are greeted with a breathtaking view of the most iconic buildings in London. The cheese grater, the gherkin, the prawn, and the scalpel are right in front of you. Signs placed throughout the Sky Garden point out every landmark from where you're standing, acquainting you with the city's skyline. Time flies when you're having fun, and before you know it, it's time for our brunch reservation at Darwin Brasserie. We're whisked away into a glass dining room with a grand circle-like feeling of a grand opera house. Sky Garden and London below is our stage. Our host, Telmo, made our brunch at Darwin a lovely and memorable experience.
Welcome to London. We are in here ahead of a lovely view, Sky Garden, Darwin restaurant. Welcome everyone. I wish you a great stay and all the best for yourself. God bless everyone. Thank you. Pleasure.
After a lovely, unhurried brunch, we walked around slowly, taking in the sights in disbelief of the views around us. Tropical ferns, intermingling with cycads, agapanthus, and birds of paradise, underplanted with southern hemisphere's ground covers, created a completely unique plant combination. Usually glass houses arrange plants by region or family. Here, all bets are off. It's a complete horticultural fantasy. I know that this garden is ever-changing and evolves continually. And although no one plant was a surprise, together, in this setting, it exceeded all my expectations. As we were slowly making our way down to the main level, it was getting noticeably busier. Most visitors are taken by the 360-degree view from the Sky Garden. To me, a public garden on top of a building in a priciest real estate spot in the whole wide world is the attraction here, though the view doesn't hurt. It was fun seeing a gardener doing his thing 525 feet above ground, just doing a bit of weeding and thinning out of horsetails. By noontime, it's a full house. Even though there's a time entry with 1 hour time limit to the Sky Garden, it fills up pretty quickly. But no worries, the space is large enough for the crowd to circulate smoothly. After doing a full circle and seeing the amazing gardens, you'll want to head outside to the observation deck. The views speak for themselves. As you enter the outside observation deck and look to your left, you'll see Tower Bridge and high-rise buildings of the Canary Wharf, London's second central business district, at a distance. Shift your gaze slightly and Shard comes into focus. As you continue looking to your right, the London Millennium Footbridge connects Tate Modern on the south bank to St. Paul's Cathedral on the north bank of River Thames. Following the river, snaking through the city core, and further out, the unmistakable smokestacks of the Battersea Station come into view. Whether you call London home or you're visiting, the Sky Garden observation deck offers stunning perspective of the city in a single expansive view. After taking one last look and soaking in the sweeping vistas from the observation deck, it was time to go. I tried capturing the moment and making it a permanent memory. London's myriad other adventures were calling out to us. With a final glance over my shoulder, we stepped into the elevator and were whisked away, ready for whatever experiences still await us in London. Little did we know that another incredible adventure was waiting for us just a few short blocks away. Join me for my next video where the surprise will be revealed. Until next time, happy garden walking!